my new controller for my Mavic 3. Now, this is not the Pro model, the RC Pro. This is, as you will see, it's the original RC. There are several reasons why I chose this one. First one is, I don't particularly want to spend that much money on a controller. The only downside I have to my Mavic 3 actually is using the standard controller. The standard controller requires you to use a phone. Now, it's 2025 of course, and we've moved on because we have the Mavic 4 with a built-in display. But for me, this is good enough. This to me is an upgrade for something that I need. That I can see as a justification to the upgrade. So there's no need to talk about it because it's old. But what I'm saying here is, you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money chasing numbers. It has, 32 gig internal storage. This one only has this only has that. That, compared to using my phone all the time, justifies its use. All I've got to do now is download the software and give it a blast. Direct sunlight, but I can still view what's going on. I'm just pointing out all those trivia things that people use to say that, reason why something is justified.
Anyway. We can do better. We could be chasing dreams. We know what's right, and we know how it feels. Yeah, we can do better. We can make a change for real. Yeah, we can do a lot better. We can be facing fears. We know what's up, and we know how to get there. Yeah, we can be stars. We can be the best.
Overall impressions is great. The RC controller was a good investment. 700 nits, good enough. Direct sunlight, I can still see what I'm doing. The only reason why I spent 1,600 yuan on this controller was to get away from using my phone all the time. So for me, it's all a plus. It's a plus plus. Yesterday's technology was the top of the tree at that particular time and that particular moment. So it's an upgrade. Justifying paying ridiculous amount of money for the RC Pro controller? No. Actually, when you consider the price and you consider what you use it for and how you use it, well, then it determines on what you pay for. See, the Mavic 3, which I use, in its day was the top of the range drone, for foldable drone. It was the top, like the Mavic 4 is today, the Mavic 3 was in its time. Compared to how most people use drones, whether you're a professional, whether you're just an amateur person, just flying over parks and doing the usual things, you have to think to yourself, how much do you use the drone? If you're a professional, then obviously you would buy a Mavic 4. For me, the amount of flying I do, my biggest upgrade for myself is just this one, this unit here. This is good enough. And the reason why? Because you have to be realistic with yourself and realize that you're not a professional. You fly every few weeks, and you're never going to get that drone footage that you see advertised, because unless you live in exotic places, you're just not going to have that opportunity to use your drone as professional people would. I'm not poo-hooing it because I don't have one. If I had the money, I would probably buy a Mavic 4, with a Pro controller. But I have to be realistic, and I have to say that on a budget, as a person who films YouTube videos and uses their drone occasionally, I can't really justify. It's about the justification. It's about spending that sort of money because you're persuaded into seeing the numbers. Everything you buy is about numbers. Every time someone quotes something about something, they always quote the numbers. 700 nits. RS2, 700 nits. And that's what it's all about. If you can put all that to one side and realize at the time when this RC controller come out, this was an update to the standard controller. So it's things that you're being told you think is necessary that you should have, but in the reality, you don't never use. So being older, more realistic, I can justify updating to this because it serves its purpose. The one purpose I had was not to keep using my phone all the time. Every small detail that people can come up with. Oh, well, you're not connected to the internet. You haven't got updates where you go. Well, I hate to break the news, but I just linked this to my phone. I get to where I am now, and I just link it to the controller. If there's any updates, it will update it, and that's it, it's finished, it's done. So every time when we advertise things, when we want things, we push numbers, we push those little things that you think you need. Yeah, if you've got the money and you want to spend that money, but actually when you think about it, when you buy things in, for instance, like iPhones, I have a drawer full of phones, I have a drawer full of iPads, where I upgrade, and then as time goes on, you think, bought last year's phone, do I need to upgrade this year? So the cycle of phones gets longer, 2 to 3 years before you upgrade. And the same with DJI, my Mavic 3 come out within about 3 or 4 months, I think. Then the Mavic Pro come out. Then it's Mavic 3 versus the Pro. You see how it goes on? So if I bought a 4, I guarantee in about 6 months' time there will be a Mavic 4 Pro. So what I'm saying is, to be realistic with yourself, you have to admit that sometimes the gear you have is good enough. Like with cameras, I'm still using the Sony A3. It's good enough. I don't need a 4 and I don't need a 5. Mavic 3 shoots in 4K, D-Log, etc. You can have the best camera in the world. You can have the best microphones, you can have the best drones, but it doesn't change the way you create your creativity. It doesn't change anything. So I am happy with my purchase. There's nothing wrong with this controller. It's a few years old, but for me that's what I call an upgrade, a practical upgrade. You never know. I might be making a video where I have the the Mavic 4. You will never ever chase the ultimate thing where you own something that is the latest thing, because with innovation, of course, and with technology, especially with DJI, they do these annoying things where they bring out these several drones, and that's what happens.